So yeah, that Bat Rider came out very quickly for the final tribe. And another superior lockdown for Enigma. Just in general, Bat Rider is pretty solid, I suppose. Needed some kind of initiation. Pretty squishy team.
Probably.
They don't really have the aura builder either, and I guess Nature's Prophet could be that, but that's one problem with Bat Rider.
Yeah, the Bat Rider may also be a little bit of a denial pick. I know that sounds kind of weird with the Enigma there, but I mean, the Bat could play 4. Remaining. And then you have another BKB piercing lockdown for the Lifestealer, which would make his game almost completely unplayable. So possibly a bit of a deny pick for the TFT.
Well, thinking of their final ban as Tinker Ban comes out from Singularity. Interesting. I wonder if they're setting up for like a Terrorblade. That would be a good hero. A good hero to ban against if you were playing a ban. We mentioned Excalibur. He does play Terrorblade. That's one of his more go-to.
Yeah, not super good against Bat and lane, but definitely good against Lifestealer. And the high armor pretty good against heroes like Venge and Nature's Prophet as well.
Ooh, double Viper Sting, by the way.
Viper yeah.
Dire team pick.
That's good. They ban
Radiant
Oracle. Well, they think it's going to be a carry Sven then. Interesting. They pick up the Magnus.
Huh.
Which makes me really think that they believe it's going to be a carry Sven.
Yeah.
The Empower allows the Lifestealer to maybe keep up. The BKB piercing lockdown from Magnus also good.
Remaining.
I'm also wondering, I don't even know if they know yet, but who the hell is going to be where? I mean, this could be Magnus mid. This could be Nature's Prophet mid. Could be the Venge mid.
Yeah, I mean, Chessie is very well known for playing the Magnus mid. That doesn't sound that good against Viper, though.
Yeah, true. I would probably lean towards Nature's Prophet, offlane Magnus, and support Bat. But final pick for the Singularity, again, it's... Carry Sven is, it doesn't feel like that great here. They do have plenty of cut. You mentioned the laning phase, but so I really don't think that's going to be Carry Sven. I don't even know if they were planning on that initially. I think Final Tribe maybe overthought that a little bit.
Weaver. Choose your hero.
Ooh, Weaver. Weaver's an interesting pick. They have a Bat Rider, Magnus even decent.
Okay, so offlane Sven. Bringing back the offlane Sven. That's going to be pretty rough for Lifestealer to deal with. I mean, for Sven to deal with, sorry. Lifestealer, very good against Sven.
Sibby's on Bat Rider. It is Chessie Magnus. Yeah, Weaver's an odd final pick to me. This is not like the last game where it's like, I think they picked Bat Rider last. Like, okay, yeah, that completes it pretty well. Weaver's...
there's not very much lockdown.
I mean, I disagree there.
Well, it's either an RP, which is a massive cooldown, or a lasso.
Yeah, but isn't Bat Rider considered one of the star heroes against for that reason? Because
you just get a Lincoln Sphere.
Yeah.
On the Weaver, and then Bat can't really do much. And other than that, it's just the era stun, which is pretty much, it should never hit Weaver, to be honest.
The travel time. Okay. Yeah, I guess when it gets a Lincolns, it'll of course make life a bit more difficult for Bat Rider. I don't know. It wasn't like the ultimate. Okay, yeah, this makes a lot of sense pick to me. It's a little bit question. I lean towards TFT. I don't know if that's going to necessarily work out. You mentioned Lifestealer in the matchup against Sven. Pretty good, and Lifestealer against Viper it's kind of 50-50. The Viper strike's annoying, but you're right, Rage is good against him too. So yeah, I'm gonna go TFT this game.
All right, I'm gonna take Singularity. I think that the Weaver is pretty good against Bat and lane. Also, really good against Bat and lane actually, and he's just gonna have a completely free game.
All right, we'll see who's right or wrong. As we got...
Also, Grimstroke Weaver is disgusting.
Turn the volume down. Grimstroke Weaver, yeah. That is pretty good, isn't it? With the Inkswell combination right there.
Yep.
Iceberg picked Singularity. He agrees with you. 2 out of the 3 picked Singularity. Go Block picked TFT. Him and I are boys. Yeah, I mean, okay, so to go back to what I was saying earlier with the whole Sven, first off, I didn't say Sven was trash. I said Sven was overrated. And I think there's plenty. Oh my God, it's even worse than I thought. Okay, so looking at MDL and ESL, these 2 major events that happened just last week. MDL, Sven was the 3rd most picked hero at 19 games, 31% win percentage. At ESL, Sven was 13 picked games, only won 1 of those 13 games. Explain to me how this hero's not overrated. And because especially, there was even before that, the qualifiers, it was like a 30 to 40% win percentage. This hero's overrated. I'm sorry. It's people overvalue his war cry. They overvalue what he can do throughout the game. It's one of those on paper, it seems so good, potentially, but it's not. It just is not enough. It's hard to explain, I guess, but the stats back it up, that the hero's overrated.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree that it's overrated. It has been nerfed a lot. The cleave is now significantly worse with 1 point in it than it was before. The war cry is really quite terrible at the early levels, and especially on a support Sven, which is when it was being picked a lot for. It was being picked a lot as a support, and the war cry is just not good on a support anymore.
Oh.
And the Stormhammer was also nerfed pretty significantly, so you can't just like spam it constantly in the lane.
Yeah. Sven is, again, here for Singularity in that offlane role, and Poshka going to be the one doing it. I still have to do double take every time I see Era. Like on here, like Vengeful, like, oh, he's carrying. It's like, wait, no, he plays support now. He is the support player, and it's interesting seeing a transition like that. You know, very similar to a no-tail. How his career's gone. Worked out pretty well for him.
They used to play together.
Oh yeah, they were Fnatic back in the Han days. They were arguably one of the best teams in the Han days at that time. And then, of course, transitioned to Dota as a Fnatic squad as well, and the rest is history. Excalibur, he's already having trouble dealing with this Batrider, it looks like. The sticky napalm's consistently being applied. He does pick up a stick, though. Oh, no, that's Grimstroke. I assume they both have a stick.
Chessie's doing very well in the mid lane.
Wow, 5 denies. Yeah, is that... Man, I thought this was actually going to be a so-so lane for him. Jeez.
It's definitely going to get worse as Viper gets more levels. Early on, the Magnus has the Empower, which is going to help him with last hitting a lot.
Yeah.
And Viper's base damage is pretty bad.
So one of those cases. Keep an eye on it as the levels add up. As you get that split screen or tri-screen, whatever you call it. Bottom lane, Shikuchi Weaver. He's getting low again, but able to get out. But you see it just how Zibe is playing so aggressive in that lane. Consistently spamming again.
You need to capitalize on the Weaver early on, because once Weaver gets the bugs up and a couple extra levels in Shikuchi, he's pretty much unkillable, and Bat needs to be very careful at that point because Weaver can just run him down pretty freely.
Ooh, Poshka, Invis rune. He's rotating to the mid lane. Wait a second, this is a support Sven, by the way. We overlooked that. It's a, but Poshka's their support player. What are you saying? Shashla's their off lane.
Oh,
and he's only Enigma. Okay. Yeah. But again, my point still stands about overrated, but still.
Yeah, even more overrated. Support Sven is pretty mediocre.
Yeah. Doesn't eventually go all the way to mid. Yeah, I was like, wait, why is he getting an invis room and coming mid? He's going to wrap around top. As Hanskin gets some nice vision down, he also blocks the camp right there. That's going up against an Enigma. It's a pretty smart move. Will likely try to jungle every now and then.
Yeah, he actually blocked the Era blocked the bottom camp too.
Oh, down there, yeah. All the way deep in the jungle. Some key camps. They figure Enigma may look to farm, or I suppose even the Viper, we saw last game, Viper went to the jungle pretty early on.
Yep.
And recovered.
Yeah, so they blocked the hard camp in the jungle, and they blocked the medium camp right near the mid lane, and then they blocked the other medium camp. So 3 wards committed to block camp so far. Or TFT.
Yeah. Some deep vision from that too, but yeah, it's not the most ideal vision, of course, at this early on in the game. Really more about the blocking. Enigma has a windlace. It's value right there. He's going to right-click a soul ring, though, and we'll have that delivered out soon.
Yeah, he may end up itemizing into a drums. Go for sort of like a pushing Enigma. And he's dead.
He's dead? What you talking about?
Enigma just died.
When? It's alive on my screen. Oh, he's
What?
dying here.
What? You need to refresh your stream.
Do I need to? Am I that far behind?
Yeah.
All right, one sec. Okay, it looks like it for somehow got a little bit behind there. All right,
at 5:05 on the stream.
Yeah, now I'm lined up, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so Enigma, that was first blood. Very anticlimactic, but it happened. At least we got to see it eventually. But he's back in now with the soul ring. He's doing all right, even with that death. He's 21-15, of course, a lot of denies thanks to the Eidolons. Excalibur bottom lane. Him and Arrow are going at it. Somebody's going to die. Oh, Sakuchi he's just burning, though. Said he gets credit for the kill. Here comes the Stormhammer from Aposhka.
Poshka's going to feed, too. He's only level 1 still. What are you doing, man?
Yeah. And another stack. There's 3 stacks. A couple more auto attacks. You do it. There's a flame break, and that's a kill.
Goodbye.
Yeah, that was level 1 Sven running in, thinking that he's a baller. No war cry even. You're not a baller, sir. You dead.
You overrated.
You
some might say.
gonna keep that topic going, yeah. 36-14 Magnus. Man.
Yeah, Jesse's owning in the mid lane.
He's going to go in. RP. They're going to go for the kill on Pink Vensec. Do they have enough damage? At the end power, it looks like maybe. Yep, the shockwave to finish it. He puts down another toxin trying to get some farm. But, well played. That's a very worth an RP there.
Yeah, and the tower's probably going to go down too.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, that is a mid-tower kill. 6.5 minutes. Nature's Prophet, of course, there to assist. As he'll make his way back to base and TP elsewhere. Zibbe. They're going in. Weaver got too comfortable. Excalibur thinking he's being clever. There's a sentry ward down, though. And he went right into it.
Yep. And there's been a sentry there for pretty much the whole laning stage. I think that's a new one because the other one got de-warded, but that is one of the ways to deal with Weaver. As long as you keep detection in lane, you pretty much keep him from being able to play aggressively whatsoever.
Yeah.
And just getting completely punished there. He's now fed the Batrider a couple of kills, and Weaver is good against Batrider in lane, but...
Well, they're going in on the Batrider. They don't have a stop. They already used the Stormhammer. He knows this. He just TPs. So, yeah, on paper, maybe it's a decent matchup, but TFT, they are outplaying them at the bottom lane right now. Look at Magnus. Look at where he's farming.
Just taking away these camps from Viper. Taking away the ability to recover. But Jesse,
they want to kill Viper now. Pink Vensec, though, he's fine. He's having to play very defensive. Remember, he had the 10-minute rod of Atos last game.
Mm-hmm.
Something tells me it's not going to be 10 minutes this time around.
Yeah, he's going to the jungle. Oh, all my camps are blocked. Look at this. They've committed another ward.
Yeah.
They've blocked all of his camps.
Wow. They really have. There's 5 wards in the Radiant jungle. all blocking some sort of camp.
Wow.
Actually, the one isn't. There's 4 of them are blocking.
And Chessie's just farming all these camps.
That's clever. Some good strategies. Viper and Enigma both rely on that jungle.
Yeah, it's a very heavy commitment to shutting down this Viper. But with the bottom lane going so well, they really need the Viper to make space for the Weaver. Pretty good start for TFT.
Yeah, it's... Remember, they had a good start last game, though, so let's not get too excited for them. It's a case of how do they transition, the itemization, etc. That was the big question mark last time around, and allowed Singularity to buy time and eventually come back into the game. But right now, it is looking solid. 4,000 net worth lead. All three, top 3 net worth even, are favoring TFT right now. Top tower's alone. Enigma's just pushing with the Eidolons. No one's up here currently for TFT. Nature's Prophet finally makes his way in, though. And we'll start to push it out. He is going the Vlad's build once again on NP. Rod of Atos, this game actually does feel pretty good, to be fair, against the Weaver, as Jerry, he's dead. Nox shows up, and there's a kill. Frost. I keep calling him Nox. So used to it. It's his old name.
Was that his name?
Yeah, that was his old name.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But they're going to push this bottom tower now with the Empower buff on Frost. You're on the Lifestealer as Excalibur. Jeez. He has his time-lapse now, at least, but he does have to be careful. 10-minute bounty runes. Poshka will just walk away, sees them all there. Actually, he got the bounty rune, so that was a good steal. Ends up being a 2 for 2.
And Boots of Travel already up on the Spat Rider. He's doing his best Tinker impression. First item bots.
Yeah, pretty standard stuff on Bat Rider, safe to say nowadays. Bots, drums. He just zoom, zoom, zoom.
He got on, though.
Malphus stun. It's hitting. Storker Fake connects. Zibbe. Black Hole. Yes, just on the outskirts. Pulls him in. And that's a 3-kill streak stopper. Going the way of Shashlo.
Wow, and Shashlo is level 9 already.
Enigma can farm. Even with the jungle blocks, yeah, that is actually pretty impressive. He's been able to do very well, considering. They kind of left him alone. Nox has been at this bottom lane for a bit on this Lifestealer.
Yeah, Zibbe, the TFT offlaner, only level 6, so this game is very heavily on Enigma's shoulders, I would say.
His Black Hole is down, though. Jerry is caught. That's a lasso up. Easy kill on him. Malphus hits the Bat Rider, but I don't think he's going to be susceptible to that. Oh, Excalibur caught by the RP. Follow-up damage. He cannot get off time. He needed a time lapse right there. He went for the Shikuchi instead. May have been enough. I mean, the magic missile travel time, but either way, he is dead.
Yep, Chesty playing very well. He's prioritizing the super early Blink Dagger, looking to get active. Look for these kills. Pressure heavily with this Viper very far behind, trying to catch up. Gallagher also pretty far behind, trying to catch up. They continue to prioritize just controlling these jungles, making sure that the Viper has nowhere to go farm.
A Lifestealer, another Midas off cooldown here. Use it, use it, use it. Frost, use it. He's not using it. Are you kidding me? There we go. Whew. That was at least like 15 seconds. And he was in the jungle. And he killed creeps before.
Amateur hour.
Freaking amateurs. Yeah, Magnus, though. 6,200 net worth. Jeez, he's, again, Chessie. This is a comfortable hero for him, similar to like a tiny Rod of Atos. Look at that on Viper. Mentioned 10 minutes last game. It's 13 minutes now. He's just about going to finish it. But that's a bit later than the previous.
Yep, definitely. Excalibur has a Midas queued up. The catch-up Midas. Of course, he does have the EXP talent, so works very well on a hero like Weaver. Meanwhile, Chessie, I like this. He's going for the Echo Saber build. This is a Chessie classic in pubs. going for the carry Magnus.
Yeah.
He's a little tired of last game where he felt pretty useless. He wants to do a lot of work this time.
I like it. It gives him another decent damage option surrounding the Lifestealer, of course. Can't really rely on your Bat Rider offlaner, and your Nature's Prophet is a support technically, so we'll deal some decent damage, but yeah, why not? Pink Vincic, by the way, another Toxin's down though. Jesse, he's in a horrible spot now. They just collapse on top, so TFT may be getting a little too comfortable with this taking over of the Radiant jungle. And Magnus goes down. Oh, Hanskin stopped. And Shashlo.
Right after I praise him, that happens.
Right after, man. That's how it works. You've been doing this long enough now. Caster's Curse, it's absolutely real. So they get the other kill on Nature's Prophet too. And 14 minutes in, it's still a 5,000 net worth lead for TFT, so can't overlook that. Oh, top lane Excalibur. Lasso. Yeah, they did not want him to time lapse. Here comes the silence, but it was just too late with the silent Soulbind. And Excalibur is the one that is struggling for Singularity, and it's hard to see him coming, because again, he needs that Link-ins this game. That's what we stressed in the draft, that until he gets Link-ins, it is going to be a somewhat difficult game.
Yep. After the Link-ins, it's pretty easy, but I don't know. It definitely feels like that bottom lane should not have gone as badly as it did. RP.
RP catches catches the Enigma from Magnus, and nice Wrath of Nature even coming out to. Okay, he bought the Blink Dagger right before he died, at least. So, Josh Lowe prioritizing the early Blink on the Enigma as Excalibur. Are you kidding me?
Oh my god.
I mean, he got greedy. Went for the bounty ring. They happen to have a sentry there. I don't even think that was placed. I think it was just there.
Jesus. Bottom 4 net worth for a Midas Weaver.
Yeah. Not good. Hanskin, he gets caught by the Stormhammer, but Maposhka just wants to actually take this farm from him. Not going to necessarily do that. Look at Grimstroke. He's like, all right, if my Weaver can't get a Link-ins, I'll get a Link-ins. And put it on you.
Yeah, seriously.
I guess that's the plan now. Yeah, this is, again, for those that are just tuning in, Game 1, TFT had a comfortable lead in Game 1, too, about 3,000 to 4,000 early on, and weren't able to progress off of that enough. Singularity came back and won, but this is a bit different. 7,000 net worth now. You have ways to deal with the hardcore and Weaver on the other side consistently. Shoshlo, you mentioned it earlier. I think it's really going to come down to him, what kind of plays he can make earlier on, especially going to Blink. I mean, you go a Blink, you're looking for these jumps and black holes, of course.
Yeah, I think he just feels the pressure that he has to get a Blink because they're just being run over right now, to be quite frank. And he's going to have to show up and hit a big black hole if they want to turn this game around. Yeah, it's tough. He's going to have to black hole. Oh, man. He's going to have to black hole the bench +1. And then hope. And he's going to have to put the black hole like on himself, otherwise he's gonna get lassoed.
What you're saying? This is a pretty impossible guaranteed black hole game. Yeah, it is. It's a very tough game. Even with BKB, it doesn't matter. Like, it's one of those like you really might as well not go BKB because you still literally all 3 of the things that can stop you the most still stop you anyways.
Jesse's angry. And he sees another target.
He's going. RP is ready. Viper, you're probably dead. There's the RP. Skewers him right over to his teammates, and easy kill. Yeah, that's just well played. Good movement. Easy kill. Lifestealer, the Radiance is going to be online in just another minute. And they just continue to farm here in the Radiant jungle. That's the thing I can't get over the most. Is they basically have taken over 70% of the map already from Singularity.
Yeah, they just did a very good job of punishing this first big Viper. They let it do whatever it wanted last game, but this game, with the blocking of the camps, controlling the jungle very early on, they're really prioritizing shutting down the Viper first and foremost in this game, and it's definitely paying off.
Lifestealer Radiance is officially online. Gonna go into the whole Manta next, very popular build. right now in Lifestealers. There's a 90 GPM talent picked up by Grimstroke. Maybe you can get that Lincoln sooner than later now. Help things out somewhat. But, yeah, I mean, going back to this Blink Dagger, like, maybe he did feel like he needed it, but the fact we're not really seeing a, you know, jump in black hole coming out. I mean, he's even going for Lincolns. Jesus, they are just...
Yeah, they need it.
I guess so, but they're going to have 3 Lincolns this game at this rate if Weaver manages to get his, of course. I think it's going to happen. Yeah, it should happen.
Eventually, it will, for sure.
But I was going back to with the Enigma. This is a hero that definitely, you know, Helm of the Dominator comes to mind. Just these, just auras too, and the fact that he went this Blink Dagger when you're dealing with so many decent stoppers for a black hole, anyways. Again, I get the desperate motivation, but I just don't know if it's gonna work out. They need it to come into play sooner than later.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised to see them not smoking up yet or anything. There is one on Miposhka. I feel like they really could find a lot of value in maybe just using the black hole on either a Batrider or a Magnus, finding one of those kills, even a Lifestealer. But really just taking out one of these team fighting heroes would allow them to maybe actually take an engagement on their terms for once.
Top lane. Yeah, we're grouping up here. Something's going to happen. The skewer back in. They catch the Sven. Miposhka, he pops his war cry, but he's dead. Viper Sting on of Zibby, though, and Zibby goes down as a result. Ping Vensek in the midst of it. You have the pickoff eventually going to happen onto him as they just collapse. He pops his mech, so he's going to survive a little bit longer. Hanskin's TPing somewhere. It looks like, oh, he was TPing for the bounty rooms as they were still finishing the fight. That just spawned right there, so... Yeah, unable to find an opportunity for a black hole despite a fight breaking out. RP used, of course, from Magnus. Every single one's been very efficient. It's been doing the work necessary. And you see Weaver.
It really feels like Chessie is... he's definitely in his element on these playmaking heroes. Mm-hmm. It's always been one of the things that I've noticed about him as a player. He likes playing like the Quaps, of course, the mid-Magnus. Anything that you can get on and run around Lina. Another one of his really good heroes.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Sven just popped God Strength to farm mid. That's what it sounded like. As a support, get away with that, of course.
Top tower has fallen.
The top tower goes down, though. Double damage Chessie. He's got the Shadow Blade, the Echo Saber. There's the Necronomicon. We saw the possibility last game on Chessie, but on Hanskin, but he changed his mind. He went the Rod of Atos that time around. Commits to the Necronomicon this time, though.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, some extra detection for the Weaver eventually from the creeps.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That's true. Like I said, the Rod of Atos actually did feel pretty good though against the Weaver as well. Could have even been a Lincoln's popper. So this game, I almost would have rather seen that. Yeah, I mean, Necronomicon, it makes sense.
Yeah, 9K net worth lead, 14-5, 22 minutes in.
Here's your chance for a big black hole. Oh, never mind. Never mind. He's going to pull right into them.
And you know what? It kind of goes back to the problem that TFT had last game, which is that Singularity has basically no real initiation. I mean, a Sven can run in and stun, I guess, or they can start a fight with a black hole. But other than that, it's pretty hard for them to find these pickoffs. And meanwhile, we've got the Batrider Lasso, we've got the Magnus Skewer, Vengeful Spirits Swap. TFT just playing a lot faster because they can. They have the tools to do that.
Pushka, make it out. Might take some good damage beforehand. And Lifesteal's going to head over to the shop, buy his Manta Style. There you go. Necro level 2, I believe it was just purchased on Nature's Prophet. And Weaver still a little bit away from that Lincoln's. Grimstroke, the same story. Enigma, I assume it's the same, so they don't have it yet. And in fact, Excalibur might get caught again Zibby, he blinked in the wrong direction. Can he get the lasso off? The flame break push back into the low. He got the Shikuchi. They get the fish in. No, he didn't have lasso. That makes a lot more sense. I'm like, why is he not using it this whole time? It's on cooldown. The way he was chasing, I just figured he did.
Yeah, meanwhile, little awkward. Hanskin TP'd into the trees directly next to Jerry, who was hiding in the trees. And Chessie was like, oh, free kill.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh, there you go. You see the odds popping up now. And despite 1-0 lead for Singularity, it's TFT that has the overall favorite. And albeit very close, especially with the way Game 2's looking, it's understandable. RP catches 2, skewer back. And we got stunned as he went in. But it still might not matter. He gets a war cry out, but Pink Vensex in a horrible spot, puts down the Nether Tox and says, screw it, that's all I can do. And the Viper melts away. He's out for 50, no buyback. The push coming now from TFT. They're going to take out the melee racks first. And may fall back after the fact. Again, Black Hole is still ready, but Viper dead. Weaver's not even here. He's just farming, pushing out the top lane, so it's free for TFT as far as the bottom lane goes. Batrider's TPing in. Uh-oh. Okay. Here to use lasso, though.
It's been a tale of two teams, to be honest.
Yeah.
Last game, you know, where was this TFT last game? And Singularity looking completely lost in this one.
Well, they adapted, and maybe they haven't been playing against a lot of Viper themselves. Obviously, we saw a fair amount at the ESL just last week, and it's kind of been picking up some steam. This is the way they kind of answered it now, is the whole blocking out the jungle clearly threw the tempo off for Viper, and him having a slow start just across the board for Singularity. The Weaver lane maybe went worse off than expected, but sometimes it happens. There's Frost. No, we can't kill him.
It's also just the tempo that TFT is playing at. Just much more crisp in all of their rotations, their pickoffs. Everything seems to be very kind of like to a script almost.
Radiant's top shrine.
Again, you see those odds popping up, by the way, 1xbet.com. You can head over and put a wager in for set odds if you like them. Right now, pretty even between the two teams. And it looks like Game 3 is very possible. Aetherlens picked up on Vengeful even. Just kind of quietly been doing his thing on that support bench. Haven't really even seen some swaps now that I think about it, but it's not been needed. Maybe offensive ones. Here's a smoke, so you look at how spread out TFT is, so they're not going to give them any hope at a good Black Hole. Because they don't need to. They just let Lifestealer kill the buildings, stand in the front. They know that they're not going to initiate just on him.
Yep. And they have so many tools to counter-initiate, too. Hanskin in the top lane even pressuring the tower. And where do you go if you're Singularity? Yeah. Which lane do you prioritize?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There's the Lincolns. All right, they got a Lincolns on Weaver. He shouldn't die as easily now. That's what they got going.
Boom, RP.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. It's, oh boy, Frost. He might die here, but he has an Aegis, remember. Nope, he just invests and pops out. Never mind. So they Singularity's able to hold for now. They do have some decent counter push. Another Toxin, Midnight Pulse. See him throwing that down again. There's the Rage though. Pink Vinsec. Gonna get some heal off on Frost with the open wounds.
Chessie just waiting in the wings.
Yeah, it's a mind game. Shashal's sitting here like, I gotta go, but again, I don't really want to. Frost may die. Oh, the Aegis is about to be reclaimed, by the way. Wow, that had to be really close.
Oh, there's the RP.
Okay, here we go. The RP on the backline. So Shashal got the Black Hole, but the swap eventually happens. The RP big time from Chessie, and the cleave down with the Empower. Viper and Enigma both dead. Viper bites back. Enigma, he's staying dead. He already Black Holed anyways. And that's just, you know, a case of net worth being way too high for one team. In this case, TFT.
And they back out, though.
That is interesting to me. They have all 5 up, no Black Hole threat anymore. Why would they play so defensive? Yeah. They could have definitely kept it going. Well, either way, they fall back. They're going to keep pushing in the lanes. And probably reset.
The Aegis did timeout, so.
Well, it was used, yeah.
Yeah.
But, again, you don't have a Black Hole anymore. Oh, look at this Lifestealer, by the way. Moon Shard. It's a casual Moonshard.
Okay. I guess he's just trying to end the game quickly. I can't really imagine it.
I've seen some. There's been like DKs that do this.
Right.
Where they build that casual Moonshard. Yeah, it's not as effective maybe on a Lifestealer against buildings, but it has been something I've seen before.
Yeah, or like a Sven carry will sometimes get a Moonshard very early on.
Well, they're trying to get those buildings. Again, not the greatest at sieging. That's showing off here. Soulbind on two, both big cores, but the follow-up is just very minimal. BKB on Magnus. Singularity is holding for now.
Yeah, Enigma's respawn, but as you said, no black hole. Still on cooldown for about another 50 seconds or so.
Infest. Heal up a little bit more. Has the Manta again. Pops the Lincolns. Excalibur's like, I gotta stay away now. Lasso is ready from Batrider and Swap. I suppose they're going to be able to hold.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised at how defensively TFT is playing this one. I mean, obviously they don't want to get eliminated here, but it does kind of seem like they could just rage the Lifestealer and chip away at these buildings, and then that would probably set up for a skewer play or a lasso play.
It seems like they're kind of doing that, and it's not. He doesn't hit the buildings at best. That's where the Moonshards does come into play, but I can see why it is a lot of counter push, and even without the black hole threat, again, Midnight Pulse, which actually he has black hole now, so that is back up. They're probably going to need to go for a bit of a split push pressure here.
Yeah, and you don't want to get swapped super far into the base, so that does make some sense.
To be fair, Singularity is getting nothing right now. They're literally just camping their base. So they can defend all they want, but their net worth is going to continue to get worse and worse.
Yeah, 23K at this point.
Magnus
Hanskin has a full Necro 3 at this point, too.
Yeah. Magnus, we saw the BKB earlier, another 2,300 gold saved up. Batrider's going for his own BKB. Lifestealer, I'm sure, has something else, working on something.
Another Moonshard, maybe.
Well, I mean, hell, could use a Desolator, that or an AC, just something else to help sieging here.
Yep. AC looks pretty good in this game, facing the Weaver.
Look at Weaver, by the way, just like, all right, it's time, guys. Divine Rapier, let's go.
Yeah, that's how you know you are at a desperate place, when you have Midas Lincoln's Rapier as your item build.
I'm calling it now. He's going to actually get the Divine Rapier. They're going to hold long enough, and he's going to get lassoed and die right away with it. That's what's going to happen in this game. So
seems pretty reasonable.
We still have another good 5 minutes plus.
Although with Roche up.
Oh, yeah. Free Roshan. Singularity. Take this time to maybe push out a little bit. There's no way they're defending the Roshan, though. That's going to be an Aegis and a Cheese.
Yeah, it's pretty tough for them to leave their base, though. I mean, look at this ward vision.
Yeah.
Three wards completely locking Singularity in their base. Cannot leave without being spotted.
Yeah, there's nothing for the Radiant. They do not have any wards on the map right now. So it is a very dark map for them. And here we go. They smoke up. I'm going to try to catch them off guard. See, they're pinging out. They see the Web of Terror. But Zibby's just going in. He's tired of waiting. He tries to catch the Grimstroke. Soulbind hits, but only hits him. Chessie catches a plethora, though. It looks like 3 heroes in total. The Poshka melts. Grimstroke goes down. He buys back immediately. Weaver in the midst of that. He's at half-life. Nope, time lapses. He's good, but Weaver gets back to the fountain. That's more like it, though, from TFT.
Simply Chessie's been on point with every single RP, it feels like.
Yeah. Black
every
hole.
Single one, netting at least 1 kill.
Shoshlo still just holding that black hole. You're just never going to get that opportunity, it feels like, but he wants it. The one
this
hope.
Whole time, Era is just sitting on the back lines, just like, all right. I have one job this game, and that's to press R when the Enigma presses R.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
There's the tower kill. They still have lasso already again. Okay, no RP, so they can't just go YOLO charge in like last time, but Weaver still has a Divine Rapier queued out, even though he bought back there. Oh no, he bought something else. That's what that was. Excalibur. There's a lot of Atos on Frost. Oh, Excalibur. Ooh. Something popped the Lincolns. It was not lasso. Could not get the lasso off, though. Frost pops Rage. Goes for the tower. BKB purchased by Enigma. That still doesn't even, I guess, with the Lincolns and BKB. There is hope. All right, they're going to hold again. Singularity. Down 30K, but there's always a chance. S and Y. No, that's a Kaya Sange.
It would take a monumental throw from TFT for them to lose this game.
Just keep delaying, man. You're going to have a Divine Rapier on Weaver. Refresher on Enigma. It's only another 10 minutes or so. Slowly chipping away. I feel like TFT could get away with just like one complete YOLO and maybe fight themselves into, you know, getting turned on. But again, you're up 30K. You can do that once. I'd be fine with it, but they do have the RP back up. And he's a double damage on him, too. They keep trying to do this whole protect Frost play, go for the building. And Poshka is going to end up dying. And then just buys back immediately. Oh, jumps in. No black hole, though. Frost is getting low. Stop though, the swap. Excalibur, the RP hit as well. That was a bit awkward, but Excalibur does go down. He buys back immediately. Viper, he was the one swapped, and he's just trying to run this whole time. And will survive, actually. The racks are still up. Again, they still have black hole throughout all this. Viper, they're going in on a Frost. They want to finish the job. Can they do that? Jesse, he's fighting back. There's the Aegis finally. Bat Rider, Lincoln's has popped. He uses lasso, it looks like. There's the black hole. They catch Frost. They're going to go for the kill, but the swap out from Era. He swaps his teammate. Keeps him alive. Era does go down, but he did his job. There's the buyback on Era. Shashla TPing back. The rack goes down. Mega Creep's going to spawn. I mean, they fought, but it is obviously just way too much to handle for Singularity. And more so, TFT finally decided to go pretty aggressive here. I'm tired of waiting. Use that 30K net worth lead that they had, and GG's are called. So TFT, they are going to take game 2 and move on to game 3 with this victory.
Much better game plan from them this time around. They felt like they had the ability to actually play a game at whatever tempo they wanted to, as opposed to game number 1. And when they were able to play their style of game and shut down that Viper, TFT looks pretty good. So very curious to see how both teams adapt to game number 3. They've each kind of been stomped, to be honest. So I assume that we'll see maybe a ban of the Bat Rider, potentially, and probably we're not going to see a first pick Viper.
Yeah, first 2 Viper, that's what I was going to say. First 2 Viper may not happen this time around, considering they realized how much of a struggle it was that time. So credit TFT for having a better response to it. But that is going to do it for game number 2. That means game number 3, of course, just around the corner. Tuning into the WePlay Tug of War Radiant event. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Elevated. Stay tuned, guys. We got game number 3 coming up next.